Hey guys, it's been a while. I wanted to post this video because I think it's really important that anyone who's looking to do a construction project has a good handle on the process and the steps that go into the initial stages. Very often, my clients all do things different ways. I've seen it done in every possible way, but you have three main components when it comes to doing a design project, and it's usually the architect, the contractor, and the designer. There are times where you'll have an architectural design firm where it's, combined. There are design builds where they do everything, but in an event where you were to look and hire somebody, the individual parties, you have the designer, the architect, and the contractor. Now, I've seen people go to the contractor first. Okay, so you go to the contractor and you show them your space, and there's no design, there's no plan, there's nothing. So they are just like, give me a price. What am I pricing this? What am I pricing you on? Square foot price for what? What's the design? What are the details? And then there's, the architect, and they give you a layout, a light layout. Usually the layout's more preliminary, an exterior design, everything is structural and everything is compliant. But then it's like, what do I price when I don't know what hinges I'm using? I don't know the type of kitchen, the type of range. I don't know if my vanities are wall mounted or if they're floor mount. So like the information the contractor gets is also very partial information. They're not getting everything. Now with an interior designer, and I will speak for myself, not for others necessarily. I don't know how everybody works, but I offer the full slew. I sit down with a client and we do a very thorough needs and wants analysis. So I know that when I create a design for something, it's complete and it has all the information down to the last detail. So, once I'm done, an architect can then take my plans and make them architectural. And the contractor can then deal with our set of drawings that have every last detail mapped out for them, and they can run with it. So, if you come to the designer first, you get the most thorough depiction of what you plan to do, which in turn will give the contractor a much clearer picture of what they have to price. So when you get a price and you go into the project, you'll have a better picture of what the cost of this entire project will end up being. And I strongly suggest that, obviously, you can't have one without the other. You need the architect, you need the designer, you need the contractor. So a very strong suggestion would be to assemble a team. But ultimately, without knowing whether you're putting 5 hampers in your laundry room or 4 or 3, which is usually the work of the interior designer, having done a tremendous amount of research and investigation on what the client actually wants down to the last detail, you really can't just jump into anything. You have to know what you're dealing with. And I mean hinges, I mean cabinet hardware. Every little thing matters and affects the architectural plans, ultimately affects the contractor's work. So my suggestion, and what I think you should take away from this video, is if you're interested in designing or constructing a project, assemble a team. Start with the most information that you're going to get, and then move on to the next step. So designer designs layout. An architectural designer like myself also designs, the full shape and exterior and everything of the space. Then you get the architectural plans, and then the contractor can build. So make sure you have a team. Don't do it separately because it ends up getting confusing and time gets wasted. And it's just very helpful and will be an amazing change to how you usually do things.